Hello. This week we're talking about social emotional learning and music education. And as a 29-year teacher, I've seen how this has become a bigger topic today than it was when I first began teaching. And I think I don't have reasons for it. I have many ideas, but you can't prove any of those ideas. But I would say that social media has really, in my opinion, increased a lot of the social anxieties in our lives because you see more cyberbullying. People are way more brave to post a comment about somebody when they're behind a screen. Now we have AI, which we have a school district near where I am that just had an incident where some kids took pictures of 44 girls from the school, took their faces and put them on pretty nasty images of other women and floated them out there. And now that's an issue that those girls have to face, which they wouldn't have had to 29 years ago. There's just so many different things that these kids face now that they did when I first began teaching, that we have to be more aware of what's going on. And so one thing I think that I can say that has happened throughout my years is I've started to focus more on developing a community within our band instead of just a band that performs music. You know, when I first started, it's like, oh, we got to play this piece, we got to play this piece. Oh, I can't wait to play this piece. This piece is going to be awesome. These guys will nail this piece. Now, I look more of making our band a safe place for our kids to come to, and a community. And as much as I don't want to say it, sometimes I feel like I am a father figure for some of these kids, and having to teach them how to be aware socially and self-manage and make responsible decisions and develop relationships. And I think I've done pretty good over the years. Our high school band, for example, like a few years back, I decided for some reason, why I don't know, but to have a Thursday night lock-in at the end of our band camp session before marching band starts, or before the school year starts, where we spend the night in school. And yeah, that's crazy to have 30 to 40 teenagers and having them spend all night in the band room and do goofy stuff. And you ask every kid when they graduate what are some of their best memories, and they all come back to the lock-in. That was their best memory. It's like, we played some great music, but the social, being in a community, is, I think, what's really important for them. This year was probably, since I've been in Bellevue, the most successful year the high school band has ever had. We got superior ratings at large group. That's the first time we've gotten like a 1 from each of the judges. We've gotten a 1 a couple other times, but it was our most successful year. And we of course we did the lock-in in the summer, but then I also made this other strange decision to put my kids on a school bus, and we drove 14 hours to Laramie, Wyoming. And those kids ate that up. They love that. They love being in that community. And it's just, you see them develop relationships with one another, and it's kind of like a family. And I think that's important, that kids are able to be exposed to that. And us as music teachers, we're able to expose our kids to those situations more than you can in a math class or an English class or a science class. I mean, that's just the way it is. And we have to accept that, and we have to embrace that, because I think that's very important for kids to have those experiences. If we want them to leave these school walls and go have successful lives, they need to see what healthy relationships look like. And we have that opportunity here. And so I focus more on that than I do on just the music part of it. And I find that it's more rewarding and more successful. And if you focus on that, guess what? The music part takes care of itself, really. And so this is a very important topic that I think is important for us to delve into. And I enjoyed reading the article. We play a lot of pieces by Standridge, and he has had a lot of anxiety and depression issues in his life, which is, it's awesome to see him overcome that. And it's awesome that he is very transparent about the things that he goes through as well. And we talk about that sometimes with the kids whenever we perform a piece. I talk about Randall Standards. A couple years ago, we were lucky enough to have him as a guest director at our honor band at Loras College. So the kids have actually gotten to experience him in person. So yeah, so I think it's very important that we embrace this SEL, because that is what we're preparing kids for. Kids come in all different sorts of packages now. There's so many split families. We don't know all their situations. So we need to make this their safe place. And for some instances, this might be the only sense of family these kids have, which is sad, but I'm embracing it, and I enjoy developing positive relationships with my kids. So thank you.